Hello, everybody. Welcome to this session. Today, we're going to be talking about Dynamics 365 supply chain management and how it enables you to build resilient and sustainable supply chains. We'll talk through some of the challenges we're seeing in the market today and what we're doing to help customers. My name is Zach Greenvoss, and I lead the US-based SCM Fast Track team. Well, many people in the press and general public are more familiar than ever with the concept of supply chain these days. All of you know that supply chains were constantly disrupted even before the pandemic. So 70% of supply chain leaders have been constantly responding to disruptions since the beginning of 2019. The pandemic only exacerbated the underlying challenges that manufacturers and retailers faced and exposed the fragility of global supply chains. So that's why we're here today, because enabling a resilient and sustainable supply chain is an enormous challenge on all of our minds. So today, we're going to talk about what we're seeing from customers across the board in terms of their supply chain challenges and how the Dynamics 365 supply chain management functionality can help you. We'll cover a few customer stories of successful implementations to help show you what is possible and how others have built great supply chain solutions on our platform. I want to take some time just to cover how the Fast Track program works and make sure you're aware of how we ensure customers have successful implementations. Finally, I wanted to cover just a few exciting additions to the product that will be landing soon. So to begin, we'll share what we've been hearing from our customers and partners about their global supply chain challenges. So the last 2 to 3 years have brought about major disruptions to our daily lives and business, but we have stopped saying these are unprecedented times. These are now just the times we live in with new challenges to tackle. So with this new normal, there's a recession looming, geopolitical tensions abound, we're in the midst of a pandemic shifting to an endemic phase, and we are more aware than ever of our responsibility to address climate change. It's not lost on us that there are significant uncertainties and issues to contend with globally. Now, as we've been talking to manufacturing customers globally and experiencing the forces of global supply chain challenges ourselves, we're hearing about raw material shortages that stem from trade wars and the consistent inability to create the right inventory design that will ensure you're not overstocking or susceptible to stock outs, worker shortages, and supply chain disruptions. In addition, the rising cost of energy is impacting consumer costs, while the urgency to operate sustainably is exacerbated by inefficient, reactive behavior like one-off air shipments to beat unexpected consumer demand and a continued bullwhip effect that comes from all of these dynamics interacting with one another. So the majority of these customers have very poor visibility into their inventory or supply for raw materials, finished goods, or sub-assemblies. So the onus is now on the supply chain practitioner, who has to struggle to combine demand signals across different channels and react by using brute force to fulfill customer orders. While their heroic efforts might pay off, they are burning themselves out, and operational costs for expediting shipments are going through the roof. Thus, organizations are looking to technology solutions that can better predict volatility so you can proactively mitigate challenges versus consistently acting reactively. So with all of these challenges, boardrooms have fully woken up to the view that a resilient and sustainable supply chain is imperative to thriving in the market. So let us look at some of the key capabilities that will help you drive those successful outcomes with Dynamics 365 supply chain management. First of all, we should note that with rapid innovation comes recognition. Recognition from both the caliber of customers that we work with, but also the analysts that cover the category. So we've been recognized as a leader in Gartner's Magic Quadrant for the past 2 years on the basis of the capabilities we've introduced to the market. So the Dynamics 365 solutions are driving the following 4 key outcomes. Dynamics 365 enables organizations to predict risks and successfully remediate them through increased visibility and integrated solutions. It enables them to gain end-to-end visibility, improve planning, increase inventory turns, and optimize fulfillment. Manufacturers can build agile and connected factories so they can proactively manage the shop floor using a real-time view of the production and inventory to improve throughput, quality, and uptime, all while reducing emissions and operating sustainably. It further enables businesses to rapidly adapt to new business models, like supporting subscription-based services and delivering a great customer experience. So enhancing visibility of supply chains and shop floor or distribution centers is key to predicting when disruptions will occur. With Dynamics 365, you can get visibility upstream into your supplier network or downstream into the transportation network to spot supply-demand mismatch, fulfillment delays, and proactively identify countermeasures that can be rapidly implemented. Dynamics 365 helps you improve demand predictions by enriching baseline forecasts with external signals, and can feed that into a tactical supply planning engine that ensures the right inventory is at the right place at the right time. For critical products, enterprises need alternate or redundant suppliers so that when they get a signal regarding the main supplier's inability to deliver, they can place the demand on the alternate supplier. So it goes without saying that enterprises now need to drive for efficiency without compromising on resiliency. This means reevaluating inventory design and supply chain networks. Dynamics 365's planning optimization engine can leverage the real-time inventory data and DDMRP, or demand-driven material resource planning capability, to optimize inventory at different distribution centers or strategic locations where the inventory is held, and have buffered levels at these locations dynamically adjust as demand shifts. Dynamics 365 further has rule-based order orchestration and fulfillment logic that leverages real-time inventory data to optimize and automate fulfillment. So with rising cost pressures, it is further important to maximize the useful life of critical assets on the production floor and distribution centers. Dynamics 365 enables you to perform predictive maintenance to eliminate costly machine failures and ensure 24/7 uptime. With many enterprises exploring nearshoring opportunities to reduce lead times and shipping costs, one key benefit that Dynamics 365 offers is a very comprehensive set of procurement capabilities that can help identify, qualify, onboard, and manage the performance of new suppliers so that commodity managers or category managers can not only get the most optimal price, but also source sustainably. Lastly, business needs are constantly evolving, and Dynamics 365 is constantly helping companies unlock new revenue opportunities by adapting to new business models, like offering product as a service or adding a subscription model. Workforce is the lifeblood of any enterprise, and we at Microsoft have developed our products to enrich the experience of frontline workers on manufacturing floor or distribution centers with collaboration, automation, and mixed reality solution for enhanced learning and improved productivity and safety. You can automate repetitive tasks like picking, moving, and other material handling activities in a warehouse by seamlessly integrating robots with Dynamics 365 to maximize frontline resources to tackle more complex and challenging tasks. We have integrated mixed reality with the Dynamics 365 supply chain portfolio, and this enables workers on the shop floor to use holographic step-by-step work instructions to build a widget or perform maintenance tasks safely and efficiently without relying on others. Dynamics 365 further gives more power to the supply chain professionals and reduces their dependency on the IT team to create new workflows that will help proactively mitigate disruptions. They can use simple drag and drop functionality to modify how orders are orchestrated or routed to manage exceptions. Lastly, many of our Dynamics 365 products have embedded team capability that enables supply chain teams to collaborate with internal teams and external suppliers right in the flow of work in the context of the problem they're trying to solve, such as addressing an order fulfillment issue. The goal is to help the team make decisions faster and more effectively. In addition, Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management provides a new framework to integrate IoT sensor data into your solution, allowing machine telemetry to flow into Dynamics and provide signals to help ensure resources are operating at peak efficiency and maintenance is performed at the optimal intervals. We also have customers who are utilizing our warehouse functionality alongside the Power Platform to build reverse logistics and circular economy solutions. I'll talk about these solutions shortly. One of the ways our core product supports your company's efforts to build your resilient supply chain is through its robust supply and demand planning tools. Our fully integrated planning service considers demand from all areas of the business, compares it against inventory levels, production capacity, and supply lead times, produce a plan which allows you to meet your customers' needs, whether that means using multi-sourcing policies to purchase from multiple vendors or creating a production schedule for mixed mode manufacturing. So from planning to execution, the Dynamics 365 supply chain management toolset allows you to make the best decisions possible with the data available to you and allows you to quickly react to changing market and inventory realities. So data from existing orders, current inventory levels, as well as ML, or machine learning assisted forecasting tools, will feed into the planning engine, which has been rebuilt to provide near real-time planning capabilities and allows planners to quickly experiment, make what-if simulations, and finalize the planned orders. The planning engine is powered by planning optimization, a new add-in that replaces the built-in master planning engine. Planning optimization improves planning performance, reduces impact on other processes, enables more frequent planning runs, and supports future business growth. Now, our native demand forecasting solution operates on the Azure Machine Learning service, which allows for flexibility and efficiency to generate a customized forecast for your business's needs. The output generated leverages embedded Power BI solutions to visualize the forecast, while the team can collaboratively review, adjust, and publish the final forecast. Again, because of the speed of the underlying planning engine, it's possible to run multiple supply simulations during planning meetings in order to find the most efficient and sustainable solution for your business and customers. Let's look at a couple of customer testimonies around our recently released planning optimization service. This is the planning engine, which allows our customers to run a full master plan in near real time compared to traditional services, which can take several hours and historically prevented customers from being able to react fast to demand. Our customers at TwilFit and Fenwick have adopted this new service, and with the vast reduction in planning turnaround time, they're able to keep up with the flexibility required in today's supply chain. So inside our supply and demanding planning solution, we have a focus on providing the controls to support decision making and visualize the process, from our Gantt chart, which shows the end-to-end of connected orders, to long-term planning with your vendors using a supply forecast, to being able to visualize your total supply through the supply schedule. The system also supports flexibility in allowing you to use different replenishment strategy for different items or locations that best suit the product's supply and demand patterns. One of the features we have recently introduced in our planning engine is priority-based planning. This enables businesses to increase service levels, reduce inventory levels, and optimize the supply chain. Demand-driven planning lets you prioritize replenishment orders to ensure the urgent demand is prioritized over less important demand. For example, a stockout replenishment order will be prioritized over a standard refill replenishment order. The system can automatically split larger orders into smaller ones with order lines grouped by priority and then process all high priority orders first. Most industries can benefit from this, and a typical company that implements demand-driven planning can achieve improved customer service, lead time compression, right-sizing their inventory, and lower their total supply chain cost. So these capabilities enable you to assign planning priorities to purchase order lines, sales order lines, transfer order lines, and demand forecasts, generate the planned orders based on priority from demand and inventory levels, and assign reorder points to item coverage rules to add granularity when planning refill orders. You're able to split replenishment automatically based on priority to help optimize the distribution of limited supply. DDMRP, or Demand-Driven Material Requirements Planning, is a key differentiator for our customers and is supported out of the box with the planning optimization engine. DDMRP is a formal planning and execution method for protecting and promoting the flow of goods through the establishment and management of strategically placed decoupling point stock buffers. DDMRP combines aspects of material requirements planning, or MRP, and distribution requirements planning, or DRP, with the pull and visibility emphasis found in Lean. These elements are successfully blended through key points of innovation in the DDMRP method. DDMRP can best be summarized as position, protect, and pull. So DDMRP has 5 sequential components. Strategic inventory positioning. So this determines where the decoupling points are placed. Buffer profiles and levels determines the amount of protection at these decoupling points. Dynamic adjustments. This defines how the level of protection flexes up or down based on operating parameters, market changes, or planned or known future events. Demand-driven planning, the process by which supply orders, such as purchase orders, manufacturing orders, and stock transfer orders are generated. And then visible and collaborative execution, this is the process by which a DDMRP system manages open supply orders. So the first 3 components essentially define the initial and evolving configuration of a DDMRP model. The final 2 elements define the day-to-day operation of the method. The DDMRP is typically the start of an organization's transformation to a demand-driven adaptive enterprise. So let's look at how we've helped some of our customers recently. So Barnhaus Hus is a premier children and baby clothing retailer in Norway with 28 stores and counting, and a healthy online retailer presence. With supply chain constraints threatening to bottleneck its performance, Barnhaus opted for Microsoft Dynamics 365 for its ease of implementation and quick time to demonstrate value. In addition to a newly designed warehouse, they use robots to quickly pick, pack, and track every one of their products. With the increased visibility, store managers are able to get the right products to customers and make stock decisions. Additionally, the foundations for artificial intelligence and machine learning have been put into place for the future. Now armed with clear and uniform data and analytics, Barnhaus Hus has gained a better understanding of its customers and delivers products and experiences to match their needs. Formed in 2017, Altera manages a portfolio of unique properties and a range of recreation, hospitality, real estate development, food, and beverage and retail businesses. The company needed to address 2 challenges: to adopt a unified financial system across businesses and properties, and to deploy this solution quickly to its newly acquired properties. They also desired a well-known and credible solution with longevity. Dynamics 365 gave Altera the composable solution they desired to address all of their concerns. They were able to merge the data of 160 separate legal entities into a singular system to manage their accounts receivable, accounts payable, fixed assets, and enable a streamlined procurement system with multiple vendors. With the Dynamics 365 solution in place, Altera Mountain Company was able to rapidly onboard newly acquired businesses, operate from a single set of financial records, harness the power of unified multiple businesses to negotiate with vendors from a position of a much larger organization, and use and manage assets more effectively. Dynamics 365 has set the stage for continued growth for Altera Mountain Company with minimal downtime or disruptions and reducing the total cost of operations. Undertaking a digital transformation in early 2020, Peet's Coffee went from managing work traditionally done in Excel spreadsheets to adopting an enterprise resource planning and warehousing solution with cloud capabilities. Managing a complex supply chain, Dynamics 365 was the perfect solution for a company needing a composable approach to deal with its unique supply chain. When the COVID-19 pandemic unfolded and impacted their business, Peet's shifted quickly to address the changing market. They pivoted their focus from an in-store coffee experiences to brew at home and grocery sales, capturing a sharp jump in overall online purchasing. Dynamics 365 enabled them to take advantage of their direct store delivery channel, scaling quickly to activate and support a national DSD network. During the course of its digital transformation, Peet's was able to increase inventory visibility, reduce inventory shrinkage, improve product traceability, and facilitate timely decision-making with a standardized and central data center. Finally, in its efforts to reach the zero-waste sustainability goals, Microsoft Circular Centers was looking for a solution to support an optimized warehouse designed to process decommissioned servers from the Microsoft data centers. The Microsoft 365 supply chain management system manages their operations for inventory handling, processing decommissioned servers, and parts harvesting. Historically, these end-of-life assets went to third parties for asset disposal. Microsoft brought this process in-house to reduce waste by as much as it produces. A reverse supply chain management process allowed them to create a plan for asset decommissioning even before it is produced and implement a tagging system to track components to easily determine what and how to recycle and dispose of without manual assessment. This pilot program introduced in Amsterdam was the first of many successful Circular Center locations, and in its first year achieved 83% reuse and 17% recycle of critical parts while contributing to the reduction of carbon emissions by 145,000 metric tons CO2 equivalent. All right. One way that Microsoft ensures that customers are successful is through the Fast Track program. So this is a customer success program that engages with partners and customers at specific points in their implementation journey to provide guidance and recommendations and ensure the project is adhering to best practices and product guidelines. So I lead the US-based SCM Fast Track team, and my team handles primarily Dynamics 365 supply chain management customers. The Fast Track team is part of the Dynamics engineering group within Microsoft, and we work hand in hand with them to ensure we understand the best way to implement Dynamics and what the product roadmap looks like, all so we can provide the best guidance to our customers. We've helped a number of customers across different industries go live successfully. Of course, every customer has unique requirements and unique needs, and we always work closely with the partner to ensure those needs land successfully in the implementation, while also ensuring the project adheres to best practices and product guidelines. Fast Track helps customers and partners by ensuring the solution being developed is high quality and adheres to the standards of the platforms. Having seen so many customers go live on Dynamics, we have a lot of examples of both good and bad patterns, and we can help identify these early to ensure the project is heading in the right direction. So we have a common service where we check in before the go live date of a project and have a quick review of the overall project. So did you conduct performance testing? Did the business sign off on the solution? Did you conduct a mock go live? These are some of the critical questions we want to ensure are answered at that go live phase. Finally, we have a whole network of content that the Fast Track team connects you with. We regularly produce amazing Tech Talk videos, often several being published every week. We also provide you access to the product group and can run workshops and preview programs with the newest features landing in the product. As I mentioned earlier, we've seen a lot of implementations over the years, and we've been helping customers with Dynamics 365. All of this learning, as well as the best practice guidance from the product group, have been codified into a set of best practices we call Success by Design. So this is a framework that we use to engage with projects and ensure and provide that guidance to ensure customers and partners are successful. We have seen several beneficial outcomes on the projects we engage with, such as faster deployment times and higher adoption of new features. We're working hard to expand the reach of these learnings and bring the benefits to all projects, even if they're not covered by the Fast Track program. All right, the Success by Design methodology is a workshop-based approach. Partners will typically bring their own unique and value-added project governance and methodology to a customer engagement, and we don't look to replace this. The Success by Design program augments partner project methodology by introducing a set of workshops at key moments during the implementation. The first of these workshops occurs early in the project and is called the Solution Blueprint Review. This is a key milestone that is meant to ensure a common understanding of the proposed solution design and get a solid picture of things like the overall solution architecture, the key integration points, the to-be business processes, the data migration and mock cutover plans, and the high-level security architecture, just to name a few. Following the Solution Blueprint Review, we will provide a set of recommendations and assessments on the risks and issues that we see. This is typically then followed by a set of workshops over the course of the project to dive deeper into these risks and mitigate them. A very typical workshop we would execute is a solution performance workshop to better understand and assist with performance testing and monitoring. So before the go-live date, we will always run a go-live assessment to assess the readiness of the project team to take the solution into production. This is again in concert with the partner and is meant as a complement to the initial solution blueprint review. The risks and issues should have been resolved at this time, and things like performance testing, business sign-off, and cutover planning should be complete and ready to be reviewed in detail. This is the final step we plug into to ensure our customers are successful in their Dynamics implementation. So as I said earlier, none of this guidance is secret or owned only by Microsoft. We are working hard to publish these best practices on our documentation sites, and we have published a book that contains the full details of our Success by Design guidance. You can find this for free on this URL, and we provide MS Learn courses to certify on this methodology itself. Okay, so I wanted to close this discussion out with just a sneak peek on some of the exciting capabilities landing in the Dynamics 365 supply chain management product in the next few months. As most of you probably know, we have a policy called One Version, and we release updates to the product 7 times a year, with most major capabilities being released in the spring and fall releases. So we're coming up on the spring release 2023 here shortly, and we have published the release notes for this wave of releases. There are a ton of capabilities and exciting new product features landing here shortly. We'll look at just a few of them now. So one of the things all supply chain customers struggle with is providing a single source of truth of their current inventory levels across different channels. This could be point of sale, e-commerce sites, internal distribution network and planning software, and of course, Dynamics 365. So inventory management is a huge topic. We're hearing these things from our customers as key drivers. Firstly is the fact that a view of real-time inventory is critical to their customers. Knowing what is available and how soon it can be delivered is more important than ever. Giving the wrong inventory levels on your e-commerce site can end up with significant customer dissatisfaction. In addition, more and more customers are leveraging 3PLs and other distributed warehousing solutions to reduce shipping times to consumers. Again, having that consistent view of inventory levels across these external parties and internal warehouses is critical to matching consumer demand with your supply. And building solutions that scale to any size business is part of what Microsoft does best, and having the data and scalability needs met by the core engine that provides near real-time inventory data to your business is critical. So given all this, and to provide this visibility and single source of truth, we released a microservice called Inventory Visibility. So when you're utilizing Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management as your core ERP, but you have other solutions that need visibility and potentially the ability to allocate and reserve inventory, this solution helps you provide that near real-time, scalable, and fast API to external systems for interacting with your on-hand inventory levels. So this is not a new capability, and we have many customers utilizing this worldwide today. If you've not looked into this, I would strongly recommend you take a look at our documentation and our recent Tech Talk series, where we have really gone deep into the capabilities and integration possibilities of the solution. So we are offering 3 exciting new features in the inventory visibility space in Wave 1 2023. The first is something we have heard can be challenging for larger customers that utilize both external order management software as well as native D365 supply chain management order tooling. Inventory visibility supports the ability to place soft reservations on inventory through the API, but this ability is not currently supported on native Dynamics 365 SCM. So we're going to be rectifying that disparity and allowing soft reservations to flow directly from Dynamics 365 sales orders. So the next is again something we have heard is feedback from our larger customers. Due to the multitude of supply chain interruptions caused by COVID-19 and global instability, goods are taking longer to arrive and supply chain needs more visibility and transparency. We will assist customers with this by expanding our omnichannel available to promise or ATP calculations out to 3 months. So currently, it is only 1 week. Over time, we will continue to expand this to provide longer time horizons for ATP. Finally, we are rebuilding the native Power App that allows customers to view their inventory outside of the core Dynamics 365 supply chain management system. This will provide a native, direct business user-facing experience with high-quality user interactions and visuals. Having this app will likely mean customers do not need to build custom solutions or front ends for the executive or business teams, thus saving them time and money in the long term. The next big piece I want to discuss with you has to do with pricing, which is a key driver for any business. How do you price your products to ensure it is affordable to your customers and reasonable given your competition, cost of raw materials, and the current market conditions? One area that has always been a challenge with Dynamics 365 is the different capabilities around pricing in the core SCM functionality versus the retail commerce functionality. With more common omnichannel business models, we need to remove any of these artificial barriers and make it super efficient to utilize a single common pricing engine in the cloud. So the new attribute-based omnichannel sales pricing engine is designed to be the single engine for both B2B and B2C scenarios. The solution, which will be available for public preview in April, will allow you to manage and calculate pricing in one central location and provide transparent pricing across all channels. It will calculate prices quickly while considering a wide range of business factors, including the base price, sales trade agreement price, long-term discount deals, short-term promotional discounts, and retrospective rebate calculations for each sales order. Customers report that real-time pricing calculation is key to a unified omni-channel sales customer experience. So you'll be able to create pricing models based on each product's pricing differentiators, order types, and customer segments. So in other words, you'll be able to implement segmentation based on customer, product, and order price attributes. So there are 5 main components of the new pricing engine. A scalable and flexible price attribute data model to construct the pricing components upon, a unified pricing engine to provide real-time calculation on ordering, a pre-structured price tree that allows you to set up price, discount, and rebate rules and align price strategy across channels and organizations, a RESTful API for third parties to directly call the service to retrieve the real-time calculated price. And finally, a price simulator and pricing details to provide visibility to the final price calculations. So we have our initial documentation for this published on our docs site, and we'll be releasing more as we get closer to public preview. We are preparing a series of tech talks that will go in depth and explore how to make the best use of this new pricing engine. Another key innovation that we're releasing in just the next month or so is the ability to run the native Advanced Warehousing mobile app on iOS devices. So this is the exact same application, which allows for picking, packing, receiving, cycle counting, and production process flows. It's just now going to be available on Apple devices. So we've seen some retail customers who utilize iOS in the store for their point of sale systems want to keep all the hardware consistent, and so utilizing this will help them reduce their hardware budgets. So this is releasing very soon. If you're interested in testing out the app, please reach out to me and we can get you access to the test flight details. I want to close out with one final exciting change that is coming with the April release. So everyone who has worked with Dynamics or even AX for a long time knows that tracking dimensions can be challenging in the system. By leveraging batch or serial tracking, you get the added visibility of tracking inventory at that detail level. However, you're also forced to deal with row-by-row operations in the core inventory tables. Now, this is especially true in the warehousing system. So as part of the April release, we'll be making a new framework available that will change how these tracking dimensions are recorded within the warehouse that has the potential to dramatically improve performance. So motivation behind this is pretty obvious. We hear frustrations from certain customers about the performance of warehouse operations, especially when they involve large numbers of tracking dimension-backed items. For example, the classic example of moving a pallet of serial tracked items from one location to another in the warehouse. The actual operation might take much longer in Dynamics than it does to physically move the goods. However, as we implement this solution, we have seen an increase in performance across the board, not just with warehouses that utilize tracked dimensions. So the core inventory table that tracks all inventory movement in the system is called InventTrans, and it is one of the largest tables across the entire Dynamics 365 supply chain management database. For customers with a lot of warehouse operation, this table grows significantly because we track movement from the warehouse location to the worker and from the worker to the final put location. So this adds up quickly, especially with the serial tracked item scenario. Finally, by adding in a new framework here, the warehouse team will be well positioned for the exciting things coming up in the roadmap. But I won't go into too much detail here. We have the product group excited to work with anyone who is interested in trying this functionality out. We actually hold weekly office hours and a Yammer group dedicated to this. I would encourage everyone interested in these details to join. So the key changes are these three new tables. The WHS inventory transaction table is where internal warehouse operations will land instead of InventTrans, and no matter the number of serials being moved, the operation will just be a single append to this table, which helped with performance significantly. So we achieve this with the second table, which represents that group of items and their dimensions that need to be acted upon. So we don't publish exact numbers of our internal testing. It is very hard to compare your exact data composition and workloads to our test data. But just to give you a peek at why we are so excited about this, you can see the existing InventTrans increasingly slows down as more records are moved through it. Now, this is especially true with tracking dimensions, but we are seeing significant improvements across the board, even for non-tracking dimension workloads as well. So there is a catch, though. This is a breaking change. So the core inventory movement classes will no longer be called for this warehouse operations, and any ISV or custom code that relies on these events will need to be refactored to account for the new framework. In addition, we are no longer populating InventTrans records for warehouse operations. So if you are relying on custom reporting on the InventTran records to show your inventory history, this will need to be refactored to account for the new tables as well. So, as I mentioned, we are very invested in helping you figure this process out. So please join the office hours and Yammer group, and we can help you understand the impact to your solutions. So we will make this available in the April release, which is 10.0.32, which is available to try out now. And all the warehouse flows are supported on the new framework. So it is a feature that you do have to turn on, though it's not just going to come on by default. So here is the link to the Yammer group. We encourage you to join and provide feedback on the feature and the process to get it up and running for your business. Long term, we do see this as the future of the warehouse platform. So it is important to understand what might block you from adopting this as soon as possible so we can unblock you in the future. And that brings me to the end of my session today. We've covered the current challenges customers are seeing in the supply chain space, what Dynamics 365 supply chain management brings to the table to help build a resilient and sustainable supply chain solution, some examples of what our customers have built, and finally, I showed you a few exciting things landing in the Wave 1 release this year. I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for attending.